Hi everyone, welcome to Emma Tales. I'm excited to share a new story with you. My name is Emma, a 39-year-old woman with Colombian roots. People often say I possess a kind of grace that catches eyes wherever I go. My curves and warm smile leave a lasting mark. Yet days like today serve as a harsh reminder that grace is sometimes just a transient mirage. Here's my side of the story. If you're interested in what my neighbor thinks, I've put a link in the description below. As I arrived home, I was juggling grocery bags on each arm, like performing a balancing act at a circus. My arms were laden as I neared my front door, and that's when reality struck. I needed to find my keys. With a heavy sigh, I set one of the bags down on the step and started digging through my purse with surgical precision. Wallet check, lipstick check, sunglasses check. But the keys nowhere to be found. A sense of panic began to rise after a futile shake of the bag, hoping for a miracle that the keys would somehow materialize. They did not really, Emma, I muttered to myself as I placed the second bag down, stepping back to scan the house for any other entry point. The front door wasn't an option, so I thought I'd try the back carefully, tiptoeing around to avoid the freshly watered lawn. I muttered curses in Spanish under my breath. As I rounded the corner to the backyard, a streak of golden fur came barreling towards me. Max, I cried out, dropping the grocery bags as my Labrador greeted me with leaps and bounds, his tail spinning like a helicopter rotor. His joy pulled a laugh from me, lightening my predicament. "All right, buddy," I chuckled, scratching behind his ears. When I initially arrived laden with shopping bags, I noticed my beautiful dog slipping effortlessly through the pet door. An idea struck me: if he could fit, maybe, just maybe, I could too. Setting the bags aside, I stopped down to examine the pet door. First I shoved the bags through, then I tried to wiggle in myself, but quickly realized the opening was far too narrow for my shoulders. A frustrated huff escaped me as I leaned back on my knees. That's when it hit me and I burst out laughing. Oh, that's right, my panties. On this particularly warm day, I adopted for freedom and comfort. Going without them, my light flow dress danced in the breeze against my thighs as I readjusted. Well, that's not going to work, I said to myself with a resigned smile, realizing the pet door was a bust. I glanced towards the basement window. It looked more promising than the pet door. Wider. At least I walked over to the window, which faced directly into my neighbor's bedroom window. A small yet potentially accessible alternative. However, I decided to give it a shot. I dropped to all fours and started squeezing myself through. The thought crossed my mind: is some lucky neighbor getting an eyeful right now? The idea sent a wave of embarrassment across my flushed cheeks, but turning back was no longer an option. I was nearly halfway through when I suddenly found myself stuck. "I can't believe this," I muttered under my breath, wriggling side to side in an attempt to free myself, but to no avail. It was then that I realized I was well and truly stuck, and would need help to get out. Chuckling at the absurdity, I was still on all fours when I felt my beautiful dog's cold nose. I tensed up, trying to push him away as he breathed warmly against my skin. His curiosity intensified by my peculiar position, and before I knew it, his head was beneath my dress. "Oh no," I whispered as panic set in. My movements only seemed to excite him further. I needed help desperately, but there was no one to call. As I struggled, I heard a noise and felt eyes on me too, wedged to turn around. My heart pounded as I sensed someone approaching. "Oh no," I thought, as the situation intensified, trapped in the pet door. I weighed my options. Should I scream for help and risk being seen in this compromising position? Or should I stay silent and hope for a resolution? I was caught up in a whirlwind of unexpected sensations, my body reacting in unforeseen ways. I could swear someone was observing this bizarre scene. Afterward, discomfort lingered. I heard footsteps hurrying towards me, someone finally coming to my aid. "Mrs. Emma, are you okay?" came a voice filled with concern and a hint of amusement. "Thank God," was my muffled reply. "Who are you?" I managed, still contorted in my awkward dilemma. "JY. Next door," came the response, bringing a mix of relief and embarrassment. "Thank God," I exclaimed, though the predicament was far from over. "Listen, thanks to the beautiful dog. I mean, are you trapped?" he asked, his voice laced with humor. "You think?" I replied, trying to inject some levity into the moment. despite my discomfort. How can I help? His voice was closer, now highlighting my vulnerability, without realizing how much he might have seen. I'm not sure, I admitted, feeling him nearing you. You seem to have had a bit of fun. Leo noted, his voice teasing. I tensed, realizing he might have seen everything that must have prompted his approach. Yeah, it was quite a show, he added, now standing right behind me, the smirk audible in his tone. Please help me out here, I implored. Leo continued teasing. I have a great view from here. Don't worry. I left my phone on the floor, and I'll see how to get you out. His phone. The thought struck me with panic. This jerk might actually record everything I thought to myself, imagining the worst. She must be hurt by now, he mused, mocking yet concerned. But I didn't respond right away, still reeling from the entire ordeal. How did she get stuck like that? Leo asked, his curiosity apparent. Well, I did. Can you get me out, or do we need to smash a window? I shot back, irritation coloring my tone. Step back a bit. Let me take a look, Leo suggested, as he leaned over to peer through the window. I backed away. Maybe if I can just get a hand in there, I might be able to pull you out, he offered, reaching in and fumbling around. His hand finally found the right angle, and after some effort he managed to extricate me. I sat up, gasping for air, my hair and makeup in disarray. Leo still held on to me, slightly awkward, annoyed. I swatted at his hand, not really in anger, but out of sheer frustration. Give a girl a break, I growled, albeit with a smirk locked out. Leo grinned, letting go as he helped adjust my blouse and bra. I nodded and he turned to crawl through the window. I couldn't help but give him a playful slap. On his way through the pet door, Lucas, my beautiful dog, still showing keen interest. Leo yelled, laughing as he finally entered the house to open the door for me. Did you record any of that? I want to see your phone, I demanded, suddenly concerned. He hesitated, then admitted, I'm sorry. From what point did you start recording? I pressed further, everything. He confessed, his response causing my anger to flare. What do you mean? Everything? You couldn't even help me properly, I exclaimed. I'm sorry. He repeated, his embarrassment genuine, taking a deep breath. He added, it's just you're the most beautiful woman I've ever seen. And I didn't know what else to do. Frustrated yet recognizing his honesty, I responded, well, thanks for helping, but you need to delete that video. He nodded and quickly deleted the footage. As he slid his phone back into his pocket, he smirked. You owe me big time. His audacity took me aback, but with a small chuckle, I leaned in and lightly kissed him on the cheek. Someday I'll pay you back, I told him, waving him off as I sent him on his way. Once the door closed behind him, I headed straight for the shower, my mind a whirlwind of the day's events. And now I'm not even sure what to do with the beautiful dog. If this story resonated with you, please like, comment, and subscribe. Your support helps us craft more engaging stories for you.